Good day, my brilliant young minds. I am Mr. Olawale Benishola, your passionate commerce teacher, and I am thrilled to embark on this exciting journey of knowledge with you today. This enlightening section is brought to you by the innovative team at Igota Virtual Learning. We are delighted to bring quality education right to your screen. Today, we are going to unravel the tapestry and the imaginary world of commerce and e-commerce. We are going through a deep journey through time to explore the roots of trade, dissect. We are going deeper, in depth, the very essence of commerce, and leap into the digital future with e-commerce. Isn't not just another lesson, my dear students. It's a getaway to understand the very backbone of our global economy. By the end of the lesson, I promise you will be able to understand the definition of commerce and e-commerce with the confidence of a seasoned entrepreneur. Number two, you will be able to paint a picture of commerce evolution through the ages from the ancient times to the modern times. Number three, you are going to grab the vast interconnected web that form the scope of both traditional commerce and its digital counterpart, e-commerce. Number four, you are going to be able to apply this knowledge to the real world scenarios and maybe even spark ideas for your future business ventures. Are you ready to dive in with me into this ocean of commercial wisdom? Let's set sail. Let's start with the definition of commerce. You are in a bustling marketplace in ancient Rome. Imagine you going to the past of ancient days, where traders are shouting about their wares, feeling the aroma of exotic spices, filling the air, coins, and different kind of currencies as goods exchange hands. This, my dear students, is commerce in its most old and primal form. Now, let's break it down with a relatable example. Imagine your favorite chocolate bar. Yes, the same chocolate that you like so much. Commerce is at play from the moment cocoa, that is the raw material that is being used. Cocoa beans are harvested in Ghana, shipped to a chocolate factory, processed, packaged, and advertised, transported to your local shop, and finally purchased by you. Each step involves commercial activities, international trade, manufacturing, marketing, retail, and consumption. It is a symphony of economic activities, and commerce is the conductor. Can we now talk about the next phase? Let's talk about e-commerce. Let's leap into the digital age. E-commerce is much more like you are in the digital age. E-commerce is commerce reimagined for the internet era. It's the magical realm where with just few clicks, you can purchase items from across the globe, all while sitting in your house. E-commerce is a short form for electronic commerce. It's the buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. But it is not just online shopping. It is a revolution in how we conduct businesses. It is the power to compare prices across the continent, the ability to read reviews and feedback from fellow consumers, and the convenience of 24/7 shopping, and the enjoyment and the thrill of watching your purchased products coming from the warehouse to your doorstep. Imagine the relaxation and satisfaction. Let's paint a picture with an example. Imagine it is your mother's birthday and you want to surprise her with a beautiful piece of jewelry. In the e-commerce world, you can browse thousands of designs from jewelry sellers across Nigeria and beyond. Compare prices, read reviews, and make a secure payment online. And also have the gift delivered directly to your doorstep, all without leaving your room. This is the magic of e-commerce. But wait a minute. E-commerce goes beyond business to consumer, which is also known as B2C transactions. It includes the following: We have B2B, that is business to business, like a restaurant ordering supplies online from the producers. We also have what we call C2C, which also means consumer to consumer. That is selling like your old textbook on Gingy to another consumer. Now we have another one, mobile commerce, ordering a ride through the Uber app. Or should we talk about the digital products, downloading the latest album of your favorite musicians like Wizkid, Burna Boy, and so on and so forth. E-commerce has transformed not just how we shop, but how businesses operate and how we bank, and even how we entertain ourselves. It is a digital revolution and you are living right in the middle of it. Now, let us move on to the next phase. Next phase, we'll be talking about history and background of commerce. Students, as we embark on a time-traveling adventure through the history of commerce, our journey begins in prehistoric times. Imagine early humans realizing they could trade their surplus berries for a neighbor's extra fish. This, my friend, was the birth of trade by barter system. The first the first insight of commerce is in human history. As we move through this lesson, you will realize or you will feel that you are moving forward in time as evolution comes through. We see the rise of ancient civilization, the bustling market of the history of the people of Mesopotamia, where Sumerian merchants traded grains, textiles, and metals. Vision the Silk Road, a vast network of trade routes which connects the East to the West, where exotic goods, ideas, and even diseases were exchanged. That's how funny life can be. When the Middle Age came, it brought us the rise of merchant guides in Europe. Imagine the league of group of trading cities that dominated commerce in the Baltic and North Seas. The ships carrying amber, fuel and timber across treacherous waters and sea, laying the foundation for modern international trade. Then came the age of exploration, the Portuguese caravans and the Spanish crossing the oceans, established trade routes that would connect continents. This era saw the birth of the first multinational corporation like the Dutch East India Company. The Industrial Revolution of the 18th and 19th centuries was a quantum leap for commerce. Steam-powered factories transformed production, railways and steamships revolutionized transportation. Commerce was no longer just about trading goods, it was about mass production and distribution on a scale never seen before. The 20th century brought us to the age of globalization. Imagine containers stacked high on massive ships, airplanes crisscrossing the skies, laden with cargo and global brands, becoming household names from Lagos to London to Los Angeles. And finally, we arrive at the digital revolution of the late 20th and the early 21st century. The internet has transformed commerce once again, giving birth to e-commerce giants like Amazon and Alibaba, and allowing even small business in remote corners of the world to reach the global market. Now, I want you to look at the revolution, the way the evolution has taken place from trade by barter to Bitcoin, from marketplace to smartphones. The history of commerce is the history of human progress itself. The next topic we'll be looking at is the scope of commerce. Now, let us look at what scope of commerce contains. It is not just about buying and selling. It is the connection of activities that keeps the wheels of economic turning. First, we have to trade the art of commerce. This includes both the wholesale, think of large distributors supplying goods to the retailers. Wholesalers and retailers are both middlemen. They are the ones that connect commerce activities together. And retail, your local supermarkets selling directly to consumers. As I've said earlier on, they are both middlemen. But trade is just the beginning. Do you know that trade itself has connections? Yes, it has its own branches. Trade itself is like a palm tree, a wide tree that has different kind of branches, which are also known as aids to trade. Let me tell you something. These aids to trade are the hidden unsung heroes of commerce. Now, what are the aids to trade? The number one that we'll be looking at here is transportation. From the Okada rider delivering parcels to giant containers, ships crossing oceans. Transportation is the circulatory system of commerce. Number two, we are looking at banking, the financial wizards who keep money flowing from the teller to your local bank to the complex algorithm trading on the stock market. Number three, we have the insurance, the safety nets that allow businesses to take risk, from ensuring a small kiosk against fire to covering of multinational corporations against global risk. Number four, we have warehousing, the vast storage facilities that ensures goods are available when and where they are needed. And the last but not the least, the number five, we have advertising, the creative minds that connect products with consumers, from billboard to viral social media campaigns. But wait, there's more. The scope of commerce also comprises of the following. We have manufacturing, the factories and workshops where raw materials are transformed into finished goods. We also have import and export, the international dance of goods crossing borders subject to tariffs, quotas, and trade agreements. We also have business services, from accounting firms keeping books balanced to law firms navigating complex regulations. To bring all my explanation to life, let's take a look at Nigeria's success story. Example, the Dangote Group. This group of company engage in nearly every aspect of commerce, as we have discussed earlier on. They manufacture cement, sugar, and other goods. They trade these products both wholesale and retail. They handle their own transportation and logistics. They also engage in import and export activities. They use banking services for their operations and insurance to manage their risk. Do you know that they also advertise their products across the media by themselves? Yes, by themselves. This, my dear students, is the fast and vibrant scope of commerce, a world of endless possibilities and opportunities for those who understand its connections. Now, let us look at the vast and vibrant scope of commerce in depth. Let's zoom into the digital realm and explore the scope of e-commerce. If traditional commerce is vast ocean, then e-commerce is new and rapidly expanding the dimension of that ocean. The scope of e-commerce include the following. As I said earlier on, we have the first one, we have B2C, business to consumer. This is what most people think of when they hear e-commerce, online retail. From giant retail store like Jumia to the small Instagram shops. Number two, let's talk about B2B, that is business to business. This is the silent giant of e-commerce. Imagine construction companies ordering materials online or restaurants and sourcing for resources that they will use through digital platforms. The next one, number three, is consumer to consumer. Do you know that platforms like Jinji or OLX allows individuals to become merchants, selling everything from used phones to handmade crafts? With the existence of smartphones, mobile commerce has become very reliable with the way it keeps on expanding. From shopping apps to mobile banking, commerce is literally at our fingertips. Other parts of scope of commerce under e-commerce, we have social commerce, digital products and services such as ebooks to online stores, from software to streaming services. Digital products are also part of e-commerce. We also have online marketing, which entails and comprises of digital advertising, email marketing, SEOs, that is search engine optimization, and they are all other parts of e-commerce ecosystem. Now, my dear students, it is now time for us to test our knowledge on some WAEC past questions on commerce. Remember, these aren't just exercise, they are your stepping stones to success in your exams and beyond. Question number 1, we are going to be starting from 2014, which states that which of the following best describes e-commerce? Option number 1, we have selling goods in a physical store. Option number 2, we have buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. The C, that is option number 3, which says advertising products on television. And we have the last option, which says trading stocks on the floor of a stock exchange. Let us take a moment and ponder about the questions. What do you think will be the correct answer? Yes, the correct answer is B, option number 2. That is buying and selling of goods and services over the internet. Let's break it down. Selling goods in a physical store is traditional commerce, not e-commerce. B, which is our answer, this is the very definition of e-commerce we discussed earlier. If you go through the previous lesson which we explained. And C, while advertising on TV could be part of e-commerce, it is not e-commerce itself. And D, trading stocks on a physical exchange floor is a traditional form of financial market and not e-commerce. So students, you see the way we are able to break the answers down. Hope you are able to understand the way I make it simple. Question number 2, we are going to 2016, which says the earliest form of trade was A, retail trade, B, wholesale trade, C, barter system, and D, e-commerce. Let us think of the answer. Think back to our historical journey. What came first? Yes, the correct answer is C, barter system. Let's analyze its option as we have stated. A, retail trade requires a more developed economic system with currency, which came later. B, wholesale trade is a system which is even more complex, requiring large scale production and distribution network. Now C, which was our chosen answer. Why did you pick C? The barter system, where goods were directly exchanged without money, was indeed the earliest form of trade. And D, which is the last option, e-commerce is the most recent development requiring advanced technology. Question number 3, we are going to 2018. Which of the following is not within the scope of commerce? Option A, banking. Option B, insurance. Option C, agriculture. And option D, advertising. Take your time and think about the answer. The correct answer is C, agriculture. Let's examine each option. A, banking. Banking is a crucial auxiliary to trade, facilitating financial transaction. Yes, it is part of aid to trade. Option B, insurance. Insurance is another key part of aid to trade, which talks about managing risks in commercial activities. Now, option C, which is agriculture. While agriculture produces goods that are traded, the production itself is not part of commerce. It is a primary industry that feeds into commerce. Now, our last option, which is advertising. Advertising is a vital part of commerce, promoting goods and services. This question illustrates an important point. While commerce touches nearly every aspect of our economy, it is not synonymous with the entire economy. Understanding this distinction is crucial for a grasp of commerce. Well done, my brilliant students. We have journeyed through the vast landscape of commerce and e-commerce, and I hope you are excited as I am by in-depth, by length and breadth of this field. Let us recap our key takeaways. The first one, number 1, commerce is the lifeblood of our economy. comprising of all activities that facilitate the exchange of goods and services. We also discussed about e-commerce, which is the digital evolution of commerce, leveraging the internet to create new form of trade and business models. We also move on to the history of commerce, which is a fascinating journey. A fascinating journey from a simple barter to complex global networks reflecting human progress and innovation. We also move on to the scope of commerce, which is wide, including trade, aids to trade like banking and insurance, and other related activities that kept our economy functioning. And the last one, which is e-commerce, has its own expanding scope from B2C and B2B to emerging forms like social commerce and m-commerce. But remember, this knowledge isn't just for passing exams, it's a window into the world around you. Every transaction you make, every advertisement you see, every product you use has a story of commerce behind it. I encourage you to observe commerce in every action in your daily life. Notice how your local market operates differently from an online store. Consider how banks facilitate transaction and how advertising influence your choices. Think about e-commerce as changing shopping habits in your community. For those of you with the spirit of entrepreneurship, understanding commerce and e-commerce could be your first step towards your first and your own business venture. The digital revolution has opened up wide opportunities. Who knows, the next big e-commerce success story could come from one of you. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much for paying attention throughout today. Remember, learning is a lifelong journey, and this is just the beginning. Keep questioning, keep observing, and keep learning. If you have any questions, don't forget to leave your comments under the video. Thank you very much, and do have a nice time to learn and explore. My name still remains Olawale Binisola, and this video is brought to you by Igota Virtual Learning.